Alright, Adeline. You know what to do. You know what to do. Literally impossible to have a board wipe. It's just like, it's impossible. Yep, there we go. What? Come on! What am I supposed to do? What do you want from me? What do you want? I don't know. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I don't get it. I'm losing my mind. I gotta stop playing this deck, dude. That's what I gotta do. I'm losing my mind. What am I supposed to do? I just like... Alright. We're here with Samwise. The whole goal is to make a bunch of food, use said food to recur things out of the graveyard. Now, you can't just go milling everything and then have a bunch of food, so it's kind of like a afterthought, but it's just a value engine that could be annoying for your opponent to deal with later in the game, especially if they don't respect it early. It just goes crazy. We have a bunch of token doublers. I'm not running doubling season. I probably could, but I don't own it. I'm free to play. I bought a bunch of packs. And B, I think I have enough as it stands. But I think instead of Primal Vigor, it might be better just because I have some Planeswalkers, and obviously doubling season, just instantly putting those into play is awesome. So, but I don't have it. Unfortunate. Super tragic. I pulled a bunch of packs and I got parallel lives though, so we got at least one of them. So yeah, we have all the token doublers. I'm also running combos, or just the combo with Scurry, Oak still, you know, Heliod, Life Gain, Boromir, not Boromir, Rosie. I don't think... Yeah, the Heliod combo is actually not realistic in this deck because I only have Lunarch Veteran as my soul sister to like gain life, so it isn't realistic. In fact, I probably should take out the veteran and just put something else in instead. Heliod's still decent just because the life gain trigger isn't too difficult when I have food, right? I just can sack food to gain life, and there's something there, I guess. It's also a non-token creature. Sometimes it has to actually enter as a creature. So maybe the Heliod veteran thing, actually, now that I'm looking at it, isn't as spicy, but I do like this curve. Bunch of ones, bunch of twos, bunch of threes, actually totally even. Well, this isn't really a three, but I like the curve. It's kind of cool. Playing a bunch of mid-range nonsense, and eventually your opponent will succumb to one of your 40 random threats. Especially if it's one of these big ones. It's cool to Platinum Angel somebody, and it's even cooler to recur Platinum Angel out of the graveyard because it's a historic permanent. I don't like Portal that much, but if I can recur Portal, if it gets blown up or something, seems cool. Skipping the food requirement on recurring creatures is also pretty decent, so maybe we'll get someone with that. Feasting Troll King, again, you know, you get the one-time foods, and then, I don't know. But it's cool if I can recur it with Samwise a bunch, and I don't know, it fits the theme, so we're going to try it. And other than that, I think that's about it. Oh, Oswald. Oswald's neat. You can sacrifice like your food and then start an artifact chain. That's kind of cool. Like Mox Amber, Haywire Might, obviously a twos, and then the threes are like these, and then four right into that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let's roll. Like, it's over before anyone makes any decision, or one player makes all the decisions and the other just kind of dies. Absolutely tragic. Okay, whatever. We got a Bard game. Let's go. Surely there's no god tier early answer to this, right? Nice. Oh, yep. Okay, so let's lead with Samwise? Yeah, sure. Oh, you know, I didn't have to pink myself. I did have a white source, but... Yeah, the Timmy's coming out tonight, getting the wins. The chefs, dude. The chefs in the kitchen cooking. They getting that deep dish. Out here cooking bigly. Alright, let's play you. Let's play you. Pepper 'em for 2. Okay, so this is 4 mana, right, to activate? Yeah. I can, like, use this to find combo pieces, which is kind of cool. I can get Rosie, and then I can get Scurry, stuff like that. I guess I just will. This is a stupid card that I really wish you didn't play. Oh, it's non-creature enchantment. Of course it is. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Alright. Let's go get combo pieces. Because, why not? Actually, I could just get Mondrak. Well, next turn. This is 3, but... let's just get this one. And let's, turn that treasure into a permanent lands mana source. I suppose I do want green, just because triple green would be nice. That doesn't deal damage with this Chord of Calling. Okay. So I can get the other piece next turn. No double land, please? For the love of God, please? No? Of course. Why wouldn't you? Oh, it's also a fetch land. Great. Well, Platinum Angels may be hard to kill. Actually, that's not even remotely true. They do not have a problem with that one. Alright, surely Dryad won't double up lands for the 5th game in a row. Or 5th turn in a row. We can actually play some sort of combo here. Yeah, let's go get Scurry Oak. I really wish I got a land there. I really wish I got a land. That is absolutely tragic. Okay, no 2 lands in hand, please. Well, this game is probably completely over. I can... 1, 2, 3... I really need it... Wait, Ruin Crab? What? Why? That doesn't make any sense to me. Am total confuzzle. I do not get that. I do not understand that card. Still no land. Absolutely depressing. Okay, play this. Do some stuff. And then, pick up, I don't even know. I guess Haywire Market. I don't really need the foods for any reason, so... Sure. Let's put the counter here. I don't really need Haywire Might to be bigger. Okay, so I can, assuming Rosie doesn't die and there's no counter spell or no sweeper or no bounce spell or no I'm dead immediately, I can maybe win. Looks like I'm just dead immediately. No. Opponent plays a bunch of lands and then does that. Alright, so that was not terribly scary. Kind of weird to play this if this is your... Wait, what just happened? Why am I not dead instantly? What? Who are we milling with Ruin? Ruin Crab is going to me, which plays into my strategy with Samwise, so that doesn't... I don't know why my opponent's playing Ruin Crab. I really don't know why they're playing that. That's very unusual. Very unusual. It's not really gonna impact this game whatsoever. Again, if your strategy is not milling your opponent out instantly, you don't really want to play this. It doesn't help you. Alright, well eventually they'll run out of lands. Actually, the milling is helping me. Just currently not really, because I don't have much going on. Okay, so let's see. If I get to untap, It blocks Ragavan? Oh. You know what? You found it. You found it. You looked for it and you found it. I can respect that. I see that Omnath does the same thing it did when I played it all those years ago. Choking on Afro Heroes. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Come on, I just need a land. Why? Why? Why is this happening? Why is this my reality? 1, 2, 3. And then... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't need a land. Right? Because Samwise is the token generator. I don't need a land. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Didn't need a land. Cool. Now, this doesn't win the game, unfortunately. Actually, probably doesn't even come close, but you know what? We're still going to do it. There is nothing in my graveyard. Oh wait, I can Court of Calling. I think I'm going to surprise Cord, though. Because, again, I don't have any Craterhoof lethal. These don't have haste. But Cord is actually not terrible here. But, again, I have no idea what okay. So they have a big flyer that exiled a Nissa? What? A Luna, but not in a combo deck? That is really weird. Oh yeah, Cyclonic Rift is in the game now too. That is correct. Ooh, I gotta be careful, because if they do mill something that I would have wanted to cord for, that would be unfortunate, but still gonna just wait. I'm not gonna respect a counterspell. It does not seem to be any... doesn't make sense to me. Okay. What is this deck? Like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing these things here? I'm so confused. I do have mana to also eat a food and not die exactly to lethal, if that's what my opponent's trying to do. I actually can just eat a food here, right? Wait, they just go straight to combat? No mana floating? Tragic for the opponent. Absolutely tragic. Oh. Of course. Why wouldn't they have that? Okay. Whirlwind Denial. You got it, dude. So, what stops me from dying? A blocker? I guess we should quadruple check this. Putting Shalai into play in blocking means I am not dead. And then my opponent is dead. That is the only card here that actually blocks. Kogla doesn't do it. They can sack everything but their attacker, and I just obviously die, so Shalai it is. I think I won. Oh, You know what's crazy about that is my opponent swung for exactly 27 too. They also had an answer. They actually had an answer to the food. Now, to be fair, this could have been Lightning Bolt to counter the food as well. But Whirlwind Denial was hilarious there. Wow. Look at that. They also, again, Ruin Crab didn't do anything that game. It could have milled my last blocker. It could have done that, right? I think I get a forest here. Well, I don't have any double green. Samwise is weird because I don't want to not play a Mana Dork on turn 2, but if that's just how this commander operates, I guess I don't have a choice. Just play it on turn 2. It's not like the worst thing ever, it's just certainly not amazing. Oh, thanks. Appreciate you. That is graveyard hate. Never see it. They did not target me. Well, there's no reason to. But... I also drew a green card that wanted me to take a second green source with that final parting. Of course I did. Okay, well, I'll harass this, I guess. Hostage taker? Huh. Okay. Okay, well, Scrap Gorger would have probably been one of the better things to have done earlier in this game. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have played that turn 2. Wouldn't have been terribly useful, though. But it would have done something. Like, what am I eating this time? I guess I just eat, Uro? Yeah, I guess we just eat Uro. Well, no, I gotta eat Hostage Taker, right? I feel like I have to eat Hostage Taker. Okay, well, there goes that. Let's play you? Or do I play this? I don't actually know. Well, we get a treasure. Do I play Mondrak? I see no way to kill it other than Hostage Taker. Yeah, Hostage Taker means I can't realistically do that. So I guess I'm playing this. Unfortunate. I guess I should have sacked food. Is this only on my end step? Yeah. Tragic. It's the Hostage Taker that's a problem. Gravebreaker Lamia. Okay. You got it. How come I don't have priority? What am I not under? What's happening right now? Whenever. Oh right, I don't have a historic card. This is not historic. Gotcha. Should learn how my cards work. I see. Makes sense. All right, so Portal to Phyrexia is also bad. Again, it's the hostage taker. I can't play the game. I don't know what to do. It's that hostage taker, dude. Like, literally can't play the game. Okay, I'm gonna just eat a food to trigger this gardener right now. Get a forest at some point. Do this. And then pass? Yeah, I got nothing to do. This is absolutely tragic. Absolutely tragic. think that's my best bet here. Okay, I don't know why they did that. That's interesting. That is surprisingly not terrible for me. I'll just gain some life. Why not? I have a massive abundance of food, right? I'm not going to sack the treasures, though. This is an opponent who has the ability to cast Muldrotha and is not. Muldrotha is usually extremely slow. It's difficult to ever cast. This is one of my most played commanders. Very difficult to get that in play and have any sort of value out of it. But, yeah, opponent's just not going for it, which is interesting. Very interesting. But unless you get immediate value, suppose it makes sense, right? Okay, this is just free. They could be holding Counterspell? My Muldrotha list had Counter Magic, so that is a possibility. I can just run this out and then assume my opponent can't... Well... I'd rather this be contested if anything was going to be contested. Okay. Let's again eat a food so I get the rampant growth. I've actually gotten more rampant growth right now than I did when this was my commander. In that one video I made. That's really funny. I see no reason not to Alpha Strike. Oh, One Ring. Ah. You won't fool me. Not this time, One Ring. Won't get me this time. No siree. Almost did, though. Almost did. Okay, again, surplus of food. Don't care for the food. Alright, so we have a ton of treasures, basically omniscience. Just a matter of finding something to do with all of the mana. Like, that's not even that crazy, right? Alright, so we lose this. Oh, I lose my commander, too. That's tragic. Okay, I don't really have anything to respond. Actually, there's no reason to respond to this. Yes, there is. I don't have to pay life, right? So I do that. Massacre Worm does not repeat. It's not like an Elishnorn. It doesn't stay in play forever as like a persistent problem. This might just be enough right now to go for the portal. I can't imagine there's like a Spell Pierce here. That would be kind of crazy, but you never know. I think I can actually totally pay for Spell Pierce, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, they put the third creature in play. Oh, you fool. You fool. You have activated my weird card. Alright, so this is a must-answer threat, and they must do so very quickly. Rosie's probably slightly better than sacking a food, but you know what? I am going to just sack a food here instead of playing this, because I don't have the combo, and I think Mondrak is just good enough on its own. Let's just get a land. Turning these treasures into real lands is pretty cool, especially when I just pull them out of my deck. Can't be too upset with that. And while I have Portal, I don't really need Samwise to do the same thing. One of them is not like the other, though. Of course they have an answer. Why wouldn't they? My 9-mana Mythic Rare artifact is a trash can compared to the One Ring. A 4-mana Mythic artifact, which is the most powerful card probably in the past 2 years. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, I don't know why they did not cast Uro. Oh, they still can? Now they can't. Okay. I feel like they should have cast Uro there. I am a little confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now they can cast Hostage Taker in the same turn cycle, which means this game is probably completely over. But who knows? I don't see any merit in keeping Beseiju. They can always just cast whatever they want. Sack these. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, I don't have enough to portal immediately. And there's No other target. So I guess I'm just casting Rosie. Making a bunch of food. Where does the counter go here? I guess I put the counter on Samwise just so it doesn't die to Massacre Worm. At least one of these counters. This is indestructible, so I guess you get the next one. Okay. They should probably chump block. They don't. That is ballsy with the 1 ring on 3. Super ballsy. Okay. And, yeah. I guess you just never go for Muldrotha if you don't have to, right? Okay, well, I guess the hand doesn't help. Maybe the next 4 cards will. Okay, they have 3 mana. Do they have a fetch land? No. But they do have lands, so yeah, it's easy enough. So they can Hostage Taker, and then I can Portal. And then I think they're just dead. Yeah, they're dead if they do that, so they can't do that. I actually had like no answer to Muldrotha earlier in this game, but they just never went for it. Alright, so they've... Unless they have a 1 mana card that does anything at all, they are basically dead. Oh, they also had to answer the 1 ring. They couldn't just answer my creatures. That's actually really funny. Alright, so let's pick up Portal, and then my opponent probably scoops. Because they are dead. Yep. Wow. That is the problem with Muldrotha, is it's like the value you get is the most value you can get in Magic the Gathering. It's just extremely slow. Extremely slow. As we saw, my opponent like drew so many cards with the 1 ring. I don't even know if their life total would have mattered. Like if the 1 ring was Omega busted and wasn't draining them of life, they probably still would have lost. Just from the how slow all the value is from this deck. Oh no, it's mono black again, except it's not nearly as scary because it's not Davriel. Alright. Do they have the Fatal Push is the question. Does my opponent have the Fatal Push? Or Blood Chief's Thirst, which I don't really see ever. Okay. No dice. So, I have to play this if I want to play Samwise, but if I play Samwise over this... I feel like this is slightly better right now. Looks kind of funny, but I want to do this instead here. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, that's fine. Oh no! No, so close. Tragic. Alright, let's do this. Let's play you. I'm mixing this up with the flash one. Yeah, this one does not have flash. Just mixing it up. The 3 mana Urza's War Machine does, not this one. Okay. Not in a terrible spot. Can find a combo piece. Can find some weird... I could find like Mondrak. Indestructible might be very good here, maybe? Mono black. Could be struggling to deal with that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any way to actually sacrifice this for generic food like this. Gain the 3. I think it's always just what it says. Alright, my opponent thought, and did nothing. Curious. So I can do this for a lot, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I will. 4 is fine too because of Mondrak. So I guess I can just swing with this. It's screaming what I'm like. I'm signaling really loud what I'm doing right now, but my opponent doesn't exactly have any recourse. It's not like they could do anything about it. Also, what does this actually do? Whenever you pay life and then remove to... Okay. That's pretty neat. I've never seen anyone play this before. Life in this format, so that's interesting. Yeah, we're doing this for 4 here. Guess we'll get Mondrak? Well, let's look at our options. Mondrak is very good, though. They can't really stop it. Elish Norn is not as good. Questing Beast is cool. This is a lot of damage. But I think Mondrak, because again, this is mono black, they could severely struggle with this. The big struggle, if you will. Alright, let's go get ourselves some mana. Alright, I'm gonna just do this right now. Yeah, we don't really care about these foods. I have nothing to recur currently, so I'm just gonna make this very, very difficult to deal with. It is even, so if they have the weird event exile even odd card, be very devastating. Oh no, they scryed on top. Oh no, what does that mean? Don't do it. Literally any card but that, please. Any card but that one, please. Is that what that is? Alright, that actually does deal with it. That is very, very tragic. And I can't kill this in retaliation. This is also profoundly difficult to deal with. But is there a better card I can get here? Alright. I'm going to play this because it sacrifices Mondrak. And Mondrak is where I want it to be. So let's put it back in the graveyard. Unfortunate, though. Very unfortunate. So this is paying life. Not losing life. So paying life for Vraska, you don't pay life here. This doesn't trigger the font. I don't even know what actually does trigger this. I don't think there's a lot of cards that trigger this. It could be very tough to do that. Okay, I have to actually read this. If you pay life... Okay, that's a whole lot of wacky text that I'm not terribly concerned with. Whole lot of goofy text. Okay, let's go look for something cool. Okay. Why not? Let's get rid of that. Could be annoying. And hold back. It's funny, I chose to kill that instead of their commander. Target player exiles a top X. Total amount of value cards you own in exile. The top 2. This is such a weird commander. Okay, they have 4 mana worth of exiled stuff. That's so strange. And then what do these do? Beginning of combat, if a card is put in exile... Okay, so they get counters off of your own plus. Alright, so now my opponent proceeds to get the best card in their deck. Or at least for 3 or less. I haven't seen the normal art of this in a long time. Look at that. Sure. Okay, Desperation removal spell. Don't hate it. I believe this goes to exile, technically, Murderous Rider. This was actually really funny. Now, my opponent did just spend a Grim Tutor killing something that I can just simply recur. Actually, now come to think of it, didn't even realize I could do that. This is potential Shame Concede. Ooh, this is a combo piece. No, I can do better. I can do better. I did better. Yeah. I did a little bit better. Yeah, Shame Concede. My opponent exhausted one of the strongest cards in their deck to find, you know, a crucial card here. And funny enough, if they ignored Ujin, it wasn't going to minus again because it was at 1. But the fact that they spent so much to, like, kill it, or just kill it in general, not spending anything, means I can just get it back. And, yep, Shame Concede. I called it, and they did it. I'll look more into it, but I don't think the cards exist. Let them cook, though. You're just cooking with half a pan, that's all. It's cooking with half a pan. Okay, so we technically have a mana dork with 2 ways to make combo pieces come together, which is actually quite nice. Again, this combo doesn't win the game, but sometimes it does. Is this a game where I lead with... Ooh, shoot. Okay, I actually do like this. It plays around Wash Away, too, which is nice. Green. Yeah, it plays around Wash Away. I can't really hate that. It can double up on spells next turn. Okay, if this keeps happening, I don't really care to do anything but this. Just do this instead. I'm being baited into ramp. But I am not upset. I can't possibly be upset with that. Especially if my opponent's leaving up creature counter spells or something. Okay, this is particularly slow. Parallel lives. And Samwise. Alright, so we have a token spammer, but nothing in the graveyard, so... Until my opponent sees a way for me to interact or put something in my graveyard, or have something to recur, there's no reason to freak out, right? They could just take their time. Alright, well, tragic. Could be far worse, though. This isn't doing anything after that. Let's see here. I can play search, but I don't know for what. All of these are decent, but I can't cast them. I do kind of like God Eternal here. Shoot. No, let's just get Mondrak. Let's just get the Mondrak engine flowing. There's no way that's not correct. This just has to be correct here, right? That has to be correct. It was right. It was in fact correct. This is actually what I said was going to happen, kind of happened, where our opponent had an answer to like something that was actually scary and threatening, like Mondrak, and chose to exile this. Now again, my opponent doesn't know what's going on from the hand, and if they didn't answer this, I would still have this producing tokens, but as it stood, this posed no threat to you. So if they didn't have if this was their only play, fine, but also nothing in the graveyard to recur with this, I think I would have just cast Tamiyo. I don't think I would have ever done this here, right? Like, you would usually just exile the thing that I would recur with my food. You just exile that instead of the thing making food. Because you're not even stopping that thing, because Samwise is still in play, right? So I like this deck. It's actually kind of cool. Like, the value engine's pretty neat. You are pretty vulnerable to this just dying, though that isn't too big of a deal when you don't have anything to do with it anyways. I noticed that Mondrak is very strong with this commander, like super strong, probably better than all the other doubling season effects. It's indestructible, it's like a 4/4, it swings, it harasses your opponent, creates food when it enters the battlefield, 2 food usually, because Samwise triggers it and it copies the food it comes with. I only comboed one person, and it was super close, and when I did combo, I was dead to like a random River's Rebuke or something out of them if they had it, but they didn't, so it actually ended up winning me the game. But they did attempt to kill me post-combo, and yeah, it's just, the combo's just not really that great, especially when I took out the life gain portion, so I'm not gaining infinite life with it. I just don't know if that's it still feels free enough. Like, you're playing Rosie anyways, so you might as well just put Scurry Oak in. You might as well. It's just another thing to do. And sometimes it's good enough, right? Oswald always hitting Haywire Might is awesome, right? You sack a food, which you probably always have, and you can get this, and what this does is answer notably Mana Rocks and the One Ring, and that's just really cool. I like that a lot. I don't think it ever came up precisely like that. In fact, I think the games where my opponents had the One Ring, they either died to it or I just died. So it didn't actually come together, but that was something I didn't realize till later that was possible, and it was pretty neat. I'm not even sure I got my own One Ring in play ever. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. It's been a long stream. I'm not actually sure. Certainly doesn't stand out as anything notable. You either win or lose with this card, right? It's just, it is what it is. Questing Beast never did anything cute. It didn't stop my opponent from having a crucial turn with the One Ring, because this gets around the One Ring protection. You just smack him in the face, right? It's hard to block too, so maybe it scams him and kills him, but it never came up. Never happened. I still like the mid-rangey nonsense. You can recur this with Samwise. You know, it makes a food when it enters. It's a legendary, so you know you can pick it up. I was just running stuff that had that text on it. This commander allowed me to rampant growth with this, and this is the first Lord of the Rings commander video I made, was with this one. Like, oh, that's cool, you know, just play it safe, play some boring rampant growth spammer. It was horrible. It was a really bad commander, but as a like complement to something else that's better, it wasn't too bad. I liked the turning a food into rampant growth. I liked that. And you don't even have to sack the food with its own text. You can sack it with this and still get the rampant growth. So that was pretty cool. It's not super value city, but it's very satisfying to do that. I just like doing that. You could totally make an argument that this itself could be like a 4-mana ramp spell, like Explosive Vegetation. But it is a creature for your commander. It's also a legendary that you can recur, and it makes a food itself. So it's fine, right? Like, might as well. It's adorable. Elishnorn, I think I sacked this and flipped it once, but then my opponent cast Farewell and exiled it in their enchantment creature artifact deck. They cast Farewell and exiled it, and I was just staring at them like, what? So it didn't work, but I still think it's decent. It is not too difficult to flip this, and once it flips, it just starts going crazy. It's just obviously kind of hard to do that, right? But it's not too impossible when you're running green, because you have mana dorks and stuff. All the token doublers were decent. Gear Hulk is, I don't know. For the top end, most of this was kind of, like, not great. Like, Troll King wasn't great. Kogla was decent. The Eternal Wanderer wasn't good at all. I don't think I ever got a Johnny to do anything. Ujin was decent, and Nissa was just really bad. Like, some of these probably should have been, like, creatures instead for Samwise, but I wanted something that was on the top end for, like, a payoff to, like, recur spam. Like, oh, I have a Johnny, it died, and I want to have a Johnny again, you know, so boom. But my top end was kind of weak. Yeah, it was just kind of weak. Unfortunate. I never got a single token with God Eternal Aketra. This is a 5-drop, so it's pretty tough to do that. It also doesn't go to the graveyard. It kind of recurs itself. So I don't know. This probably could be something cheaper that plays into the strategy. I'm not running Guardian Idol like the other 2-mana rock. Maybe I could just get rid of one of these and throw that in there. I think that's reasonable. Any commander that is like 1 or 2 mana, Mox Amber's basically free in your deck, and you probably should run it. But commanders that are 3 and up, debatable if you do. There are obviously other legendaries you could run that cost 1 and 2 in your deck, not just your commander, which we were doing as well. Teferi's Protection was expensive. So, like, maybe Heroic Intervention is just better because it costs 2 instead of 3. I think there's something to consider there. This does protect everything, but usually what you're trying to do is protect your creatures, so maybe that should be that instead, right? The other card with text on it instead of this card with text. I don't even know if that's worth it. And I think that's about it. I think that's all I've got to commentate. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. Like, I can see how sometimes your opponent feels helpless, that you're just, like, recurring stuff, but that's because they don't have much interaction. And some of the non-interactive decks, like Atali and Emoti, well, Emoti actually does have interaction. Some. Like the, you know, the 2 ships passing in the night, go fish strategies. You feel like you might be behind them because they're doing go fish just a bit faster than you. Or goldfish? Is it goldfish or go fish? I don't know. Go fish is the game, goldfish is the memory, so whatever. It's one of the two. Solitaire, that's what I usually say. So if you're playing solitaire, which I kind of felt like I was, which, like, you could look at this as damage control, right? Like, oh, I'm just playing cards, playing cards. Oh, my stuff died? Samwise it back. Like, I'm playing damage control. I'm not really pushing pressure. I'm not piling up pressure that my opponent has to deal with. So I'm certain that is possible with this strategy. I just have to reconfigure it a little bit. I actually like this enough to where I could maybe consider making a second video or streaming this again, because I think there is notable changes that I would have liked to have seen. I did not hate this deck. I had some pretty cool games with it. Maybe it's just the confirmation bias. I don't know. But yeah, with like doubling season in here, finally craft that stupid thing. But yep, that's all I've got. If you like this strategy, let me know. If you run it and you have ideas for it or whatever that you were screaming at your screen that I should run and I didn't realize, let me know. But other than that, like, comment, and do be subscribing. Pushing our way to 600 subs. Love it. Faster than the 500 goal too. It was really cool. And yeah, thanks for watching.